Hello candidates. This video is designed just to help you cope with the following speaking exam. So, contrary to other exams that we are used to, in this case you are not going to be sitting on the other side of the desk facing an examiner and an invigilator who is constantly taking notes. And that's exactly what makes most of the candidates worried and nervous, because this one is online. You will need a specific app in order to connect with the examiner. Okay, so let's see. This exam is divided in two parts. The first part is the interview, and as the name says, the interview asks basically things about you. Simple things like, what's your name? How old are you? What do you do for a living? Where do you live? Even, what's your hometown like? Try to give extended answers. Yes. In the case of name and age, there's no way to expand so much. But in the case of occupation, if you say that you're a student, well, what are you studying? Why you're studying that? Where do you live? Well, try to give some details about the town where you live, how far it is from some important spots, etc. Okay. Then we have general things like family. Well, what about the family? Think of the structure. Okay. How many members are there in your family? Is it a big one or a small one? Is it a good family? What kind of things do you do together? I don't know, if there's somebody's birthday, do you all gather around, make a big party? Do you cooperate to organize a party? Or you get a point? Try to give information about it. Sometimes if you do not have too much information to give, well, you can go for occupations. Think of, okay, I live with my parents. My dad is a doctor. My mom is an accountant, for example. I have two siblings or three brothers, etc. One is a teacher, the other one is a lawyer, etc., etc. Okay, this is to build up your information about family. Another common topic is your daily life. It doesn't matter if you work or if you study. Okay, if the examiner asks you something like, what's a day in your life? Okay, well, I work very early in the morning because I spend 2 hours to get to work. I work from 9 to 5. Mention things like, I like my job because it's interesting, it's fascinating, or the best thing I like. Sorry, the best thing, I enjoy about my job is, to check the technical support, or whatsoever. Yes. If it is about school, well, what's your favorite subject? Who's your favorite teacher? Why? That's a very important question, Why? Do not wait for the examiners to ask you why, if you can anticipate it, okay? Then we move on to another very common thing to ask, which is your hobbies. Now, in this case, we need to use the correct expressions. A very basic one is, I like. I like soccer. I like painting. I like swimming, etc. Okay. As we are having an exam, which goes from A2 to C2, the expressions you use are the ones that show your level. So try to be varied, okay? You can say I like. Yes, of course you can say I like, but you can also use I enjoy, I adore, I'm really into, I'm passionate about, I'm crazy about, I'm keen on, I'm fond of. And remember, do not stop in things like I'm fond of cycling. Again, go deeper. Why? I'm fond of cycling because I think it's a very healthy exercise and it does not pollute at all. Okay? So you say what you like or even what you don't like, okay? You say what you like, but you also say why, okay? And give an interesting reason. So that's something you can actually prepare in advance. Do not memorize, okay? Do not memorize or prepare answers. Because if you do so, they end up sounding mechanical and unnatural. So don't. You can practice. Yes, you can practice. You can practice with some of the answers. Basically, the part of why. Okay. Now I have one that actually I really like this part. Questions like, how do you see yourself in 10 years' time? Or if you could change something in your job, in your school, for the future generations, what would it be? And why, of course? This is like thinking in the future. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? If you could live in another country, where would it be? And why? Okay? So think of those answers, okay? How would you reply to these types of questions? Well, that is in general what matters for the first part. Everything is about you and the surroundings, okay? For the second part, we have descriptions. Look at this picture. What can you see? Which are the basic questions for this one? Well, think of who are they? Are they partners in a business? Are they co-workers in an office? These are mainly assumptions, okay? So you can use modals, a lot of modals, okay? They might be partners probably in a company. They are deciding probably the next marketing campaign. You are guessing. You don't need to be right. You're just guessing, assuming. It seems, they might, probably they are, I think, I reckon they are, etc. Okay? Now, in the next one. Now we see one single person. Yes? Comparing and contrasting works a lot in this type of activities because it says, okay, what do they have in common? Probably that in both pictures you can see people working. What's different about them? That in the first one you can see a team. In the second, only one person. Okay? In the first one, they seem to be in an office, while in the second, she seems to be at home. Probably this is home office. Early in the morning because there's a cup of coffee. Okay? Try to feel like Sherlock Holmes, okay? Guessing the things and why the things are like they are, okay? And the questions, well, who? Where? Okay? Who are they? Where are they? What is she doing? When? I told you in the morning. Why? Because I see cups of coffee and, most of the times, if we take our background knowledge, we think that coffee is mainly drunk in the mornings. Okay, how? How has it been done? Okay, why? Why are they doing so? Probably, I told you in advance, a marketing campaign. Probably she's, I don't know, preparing her own company, etc., etc. Okay? Check the following two pictures. What do they have in common? It's music. A music performance. Bands, people. What's different about them? Well, in one, it's like classical music concert, whereas in the other we have something that looks like a rock concert. Mhm. Probably another difference is the age of the people. Okay, so those are the two parts that you will be facing in your oral exam, and as you can see, they are not that hard. So be confident. It's not the first time you do something like this. You've been through 11 sections already. So one more is practically nothing. Okay? So I know you can do it. Go for it. Cheerio.